Now we go on to section E, a little bit of algebra. Okay, when you are asked to evaluate an algebraic expression, you need to substitute the given numbers for the variables, letters, in the expression and then simplify. Here are a few helpful hints. When you substitute a negative number or fraction into an expression, put it in parentheses to avoid later errors. Write out the entire expression with the numbers plugged in before you start to do any calculations. Don't forget to apply the order of operations when simplifying the resulting expression. Okay, so let's take a look here. It says evaluate x squared plus y for x is -5 and y is -4. So the first thing we want to do is substitute in for x and y. So wherever x appears, we'll put in -5. And we'll put in parentheses. And then we will put in -4 for y. And we also will put that in parentheses. This is very important, especially when we're dealing with exponents. So now, we substitute in -5. -5 in parentheses squared is the same as -5 times -5. Then we could bring down our plus -4. -5 times -5 is a positive 25. Plus a -4. Now they have opposite signs, so you would subtract 25 minus 4 is 21, and since 25 is positive, it will remain a positive 21. Now, we go on to the next problem here. You notice here we have 4 times AB minus A minus 2B squared, and we will substitute -1 wherever A appears. And we will substitute in 3 wherever B appears. And remember, with these substitutions, we put them in parentheses. And if you notice the exponent here, just like I did in this problem, when you substitute in the numerical value for the variable, the exponent is always on the outside of the parenthesis, not on the inside. So now what we have here, we have parentheses that are basically separators, because there's nothing we can do inside of them. And we have an exponent. So we know according to the order of operations, we would do the exponent first. So 3 in parentheses squared will give us positive 9, because that would be parentheses 3 times parentheses 3, which is 9. Okay, now what we're left with is the parentheses are all separators, but now we have multiplication, subtraction, and multiplication. So we know we would do the multiplication and we will go from left to right. 4 times a -1 is -4. And -4 times 3 is -12. Minus a -1 minus 2 times 9. So now we're done with the multiplication here. We have subtraction, and now we have multiplication. So we know we would do that multiplication. Minus 2 times 9 will give us a minus 18. Because whenever you have opposite signs, your answer will be negative. So now all we're left with is subtraction, a separated parenthesis, and subtraction. So this will be -12 minus a -1 will become positive 1, minus 18. -12 plus 1 we know will be -11, minus 18. -11 minus 18 is the same as -11 plus -18, which will give us a -29. Sorry, it should be -29. Okay, now we come here to the next problem. Again, we're substituting. So first we would substitute in 6 wherever A appears, and then we would substitute in 8 wherever B appears. So again, A, we would substitute in 6, and B, we would substitute in 8. And we always put the substitutions in parentheses. Now we have these two parentheses are separators. Okay, now we do have this parenthesis, and we will have to solve these before we could proceed with this parenthesis. But the parentheses on the inside are basically separators for these exponents. So now we will have 6 plus 8. Then in parentheses, we will have 6 squared, which is 36, plus we have 8 squared here. We could go on and do the 8 squared because there's nothing else aside from the 8 squared. So that would be 64. So now we will have 6 plus 8, and 36 plus 64 is 100. Now we will have 6. Now, plus we have these two parentheses which are separated. I made a mistake and linked them together, but these are two separate parentheses. So we would do 8 times 100, which is 800. So now we're just left with addition, which will give us 806. Now, we come here. We do the same thing as far as substituting. We will substitute in 4 wherever m appears, and then 3 wherever n appears. So, this would be 15 minus, and then we have these two as separators, so we'll multiply these. Oh, I'm sorry. Going back, we're supposed to look here at the larger parenthesis. We go inside this parenthesis. We have multiplication of these two separated parentheses. So we'll bring this 15 down and the minus. 4 times 3 is 12. So now 15 minus 12 is 3 because we need to finish off this parenthesis. And then we'll be left with 3 and parenthesis cubed. So now this is a separator, so we'll just do parenthesis 3 cubed, which is 27. And we're done with that problem.